ILIKESCARY. I hope you're all having an awesome day. I'm having an awesome day. It feels great to be a horror fan. So you guys, today we have another Halloween video. And I want to talk about, what Halloween ends could have been. I'm not saying that, I didn't enjoy Halloween ends. I actually love Halloween ends. But I feel like this one right here, fans probably would have enjoyed more, on the fan side of things. And I want to go in depth with it and tell you guys what I think this film could have been. But before we get started, definitely smash the like button because it definitely helps. So you all get into Halloween ends. Just thinking about the hype and everything gives me the chills. How we, leading up to the film with the speculation, the final trailer, and just all the speculation from us and diehard Halloween fans thinking what was going to happen and things like that. Now, I feel the way Halloween ends could have played out. It's multiple ways it could have played out, but one I feel that would have kind of worked a lot for me, and this plays off of Cameron and Corey. Once again, this is a highlighted thing I feel like would have made people enjoy it. And even if you didn't want Corey to be Cameron, I'm just saying this, I got two options. You could have made Corey be Cameron, which we got introduced to Cameron in 2018, so therefore we'll be getting introduced to Corey in 2018. And I feel like that's a big reason why people are like, when it ends, because we didn't get introduced into Corey, not even mentioned of Corey until Halloween ends, the final film of this trilogy. Now, I just think that would have been so crazy and a wow moment if this whole time we got this love story going on with Allison, and Cameron. They're dating, she's in love with him. They had this little hiccup in 2018 when he's kind of drunk. He kisses the chick in a party, and in Halloween Kills, it kicks up. You see Cameron walking through like the park after the party, and he runs into Hawkins. But I feel like what could have been crazy is, okay, so it would have worked perfectly because you got Allison dealing with Oscar, and Cameron not even knowing what's going on with Allison after her seeing the boogeyman. And then, Michael, he's trying to get home. So say, obviously, he was in that area because he was there, and he bumps into Cameron. And then that same segment you got with Michael in the sewer, you could have did that same thing with Cameron, Corey, So we're gonna say it's Corey, but put Corey in Cameron's shoes, and you can have that little moment where he's choking him and everything, and the obsession starts. And think about this, and say if after Allison and Corey, Cameron takes things, to the side, and they're talking things out. She's not even knowing the whole time the possession is starting with Corey. This is happening in Kills. And everything is happening. And I think it would have been so crazy. Now, I loved how it ended off with Kills with Karen getting stabbed. But could you imagine if either in the beginning or the end of Kills, the beginning of Ends or the end of Kills, we got to reveal that Corey was possessed. Maybe saw him do a kill. Like, for example, that little accidental hobo kill when he stabs him with the pocket knife. We're like, oh, shit, bro, he stabs him. And then maybe get that scene where Corey's going in the bathroom looking at something like, oh, something is going on. You know what I'm saying? And then he tries to become the shape, Scarecrow mask, and, Dr. Mathis kill, and, Nurse dead, but Michael stops him in his tracks early. So we get a little fun with Corey, but he doesn't get to play in the park, if that makes sense. Like, Michael takes him out. Also, to touch on the thing without Cameron and Corey being a swap out, even if we would have got introduced to Corey and Kills, say if Cameron wasn't even in that, me and Allison are going to be on team up with my dad and Tommy Doyle. Bro, Allison could have just cut him off clean, bro. You're a cheater, and maybe, along the lines, Allison's young, she comes across Corey. Think about it like this. This would have been so crazy. I've been thinking about this. We had the mob in Halloween Kills. Evil dies tonight. Evil, and we had a lot of faces, a lot of, random faces in this hospital. Wouldn't it have been crazy if, Corey actually meets Allison in this hospital? We got that same. I was thinking about this, bro. It makes me get chills thinking about it. Like, he's just a random guy in there, probably dealing with things, a part of the mob. I'm talking Corey with the glasses that looks like Arnie Cunningham. Not, Corey without the glasses. I'm talking nerdy looking Corey. They meet right there in the hospital, and she's like dealing with her grandmother, Laurie Strode, and Karen, and maybe we even get a scene when Cameron comes in, like, hey, and then we get like Corey. He sees Corey actually like talking to Allison. He just backs off like, oh, she's already trying to move on, and he gets killed off. And now we got the story going, and it would have just worked because we would have had a little mini story going on in Kills. Maybe we're exchanging words, and maybe Corey's like, yeah, I know who you are. You know, you're you guys, you know, you're Laurie Strode's your grandmother and stuff like that. And then it starts to build up. Not even too far where they're like kissing or nothing like that. Like almost it's like you can tell it's something there. She's starting to like Corey, and you know, proceeding through Kills. And we find like this nerdy, soft kid. We didn't even have to do the babysitter thing, which was cool. But I'm just saying, could you imagine if we found Corey in like a mob and Halloween Kills, like, you know, in the hospital, and their bond was built through all this commotion, and then they started their friendship with a issue on Halloween Kills, and they kind of start their story. And you look, Cameron, if he's dead in Kills, right? He gets killed off, and Corey's in. You know, he's our new little friend. Imagine Corey actually helping, you know, Allison in, you know, that final act in Kills when she's fighting him, and you know, maybe Corey comes with her, and it's just like Corey and Allison, no Lonnie. It's just like a little, you know how it goes, a one-on-one thing. And she tries to go, you know, put the situation to rest, and Corey actually has a little tussle with Michael, and he looks at him, you know, like how he did, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? And something happens right there, and then Corey looks at Allison. And you know how Allison was downstairs, like when Cameron was getting killed, like, stop it. What if Corey looks at Allison and she sees something in his face, and for some reason Michael lets him go? Oh my, bro, I swear you guys, I will lose my shit in the theaters. Like, if it would have happened like that, like a reveal, but he's not full blown Michael right there. Just Michael just walks past him. He wants Allison, and then Corey's just looking confused. And then that's when you can lead, you know, it can lead up to a situation where, you know, Allison, and she's on the ground, she's like doing it, Karen stabs him, and then you can still keep that Kills flow. But the whole time Corey comes downstairs trying to help Allison, but Allison remembers this moment when Michael lets Corey go. She's like, you know, or something like a little thing that has you scratching your head, and ends like, bro, I want to see what's about to happen. It ends. You know, and then early in Ends, we can kick it up, continuing straight from Kills. I think bro, just think about it. You still got Karen getting killed. You got Corey on this weird shit. And then in the early stages of Ends, we get the continuance. And after Michael does that to Karen, he still goes to the sewers. Oh my fucking God. He still goes to the sewers, right? He still goes to the sewers. Or you can have it to the point where you can have like a 1 year time jump, like just one, not 4, 1 year time jump, and you know you saw at Ends that they actually tore the house down. They tore the Myers house down, and that kind of made Michael go over to the cave. And then maybe we can get a little side story with Corey being obsessed with Michael, going to look for him, and you know he's questioning himself. You remember he told that to Allison in Halloween Ends. He said, "Did Michael let you go?" You know, so he's wondering, like, why the fuck he let me go? And then when he finally catches Michael kills him. You don't need it. See, it could have been all so simple with Corey, and he could have got killed early in Ends. You could have even kept the babysitter scene in there. You know what I'm saying? It made it even worse, because then Allison would have been like, kind of believe, like, oh, he's a killer, and the energy could have been off. And then when she found out he was possessed, it was too late. He was killed. That's how you do it. That's my opinion. But also, pushing forward to what Michael and Laurie, I feel like Allison and Corey, so I just kind of talked about with Michael and Laurie. Man, you could have just replicated 78 in a different way, you know, kind of similar. Like, what if the ending would have just kicked up? Remember when, like, Laurie was looking out the window at Corey and Alice? I'm not saying she's doing that, but how she was outside just on her own. Like, what if she's saying Michael, right? He was just stalking her, and she thought she was tripping out or something. It kind of is like 78, or maybe it's something along the lines where Michael approaches Allison first, and Laurie has to come save Allison, and now it's Laurie and Allison. I think, bro, I've always been stuck on this ending. What if it was like Michael actually, he called Allison first, and then Laurie comes in the picture, and now, remember, because it comes full circle, kind of. And, you know, like Laurie was telling them the whole time in 2018 with Karen, like Michael's coming back and everything, and how it was, and she was tripping out. Now Allison is her grandmother right now. She gets to see how her grandmother was the night of Halloween. It's still partaking, you know, taking place in Halloween night. And maybe we get Allison running across the streets, knocking on doors. Michael's walking through the street lights, wind blowing, everything. Everything just leads up back to Lori's house. And it will definitely make sense instead of leading back up to the Myers house. You know what I'm saying? Everything comes back to Lori's house, and you know Allison's hiding in the closet. Lori and Michael going back and forth. Or you could have went the route where it ended at the junkyard, bro. Like with them, the battling, bro. I was talking about this too. What if we had scenes like where Allison and Lori are hiding in, you know, trashed cars, like hiding in the back seat, and we got shots of Michael like looking through all the old cars and shit. And they just got like a trap set up, and they got them locked in the gates. It would have just been crazy. You can end it so crazy in my opinion. You could even, you know, went to the cave. You know, if they found out, say if they would have found out somehow, some way. Say if Corey actually told Allison, like, I know where Michael's staying. You know, I saw him. I seen him with my eyes. What if he had like a little scene like that? And Allison and Lori actually, you know, maybe Allison never told, like, I know where Michael is. You know, she just doesn't want to get a kick back up. But when she needs to tell her towards the final act, they find out that Michael's in the cave. And can you just picture how tense that scene would have been in theaters? You got Lori with like a flashlight and Allison are crawling through that same tunnel, you know, and Michael just standing there dormant. Or maybe he's not even there. Maybe, you know, they're looking for him, and then Michael pops out and grabs Allison. Lori's hitting him with the flashlight. Oh my, you guys. And then they kind of branch off, and it's like Michael's going towards Allison, but you got Lori over here trying to get bricks and shit. It's like they're fighting them. It's 2 against 1, you know, or maybe it's something along. And picture this. Like, I know, you know, Halloween Ends was Halloween Ends, but say if they kind of would have had like an opening ending towards Halloween Ends, but it's like he's dead, but it's not, like almost like the cave fell in on hella rocks or something like that. And it's like, is he dead? Like, I just think it's so many possibilities I think about all the time with Halloween Ends, how it could have played out, especially that ended with Michael going after Allison, because it's like, yeah, your grandmother tried to tell you. Remember she said that my grandmother was right, the boogeyman was real. Just picture that, like maybe Allison running across the street and she turns around every time she looks, it kind of merges to Lori in 78 when she was younger with the sky blue shirt, and it's like her going across the street, you know, the same, she's like, the keys, but it's like merging, like it's showing different generations, like it's just flashing. Oh my, I would have fucking went crazy in the theaters. And even with Michael flashing to the 78, goes back to the rotten look, and it's like showing like he always will be there. I think stuff like that, just little things like that, works in Halloween for fans. I think this will be, you know, I think this would have been the one that made fans lose their shit if it would have played out in some of these choices that I threw out to you guys. But unfortunately, you guys, this is the end of the video, but I need you all to comment down below what you all think about everything we just talked about, of, you know, what Halloween Ends could have been. And if you want part 2 of this, you want some more of that, you know, definitely comment down in the comments, and we can get that going with other Halloweens, Ends. We keep going with Ends, let me know. But once again, unfortunately, the end of the video. Don't forget to hit me up on my social media, ILIKESCARY on Instagram, ILIKESCARY_ on TikTok, Brandon on Facebook, ILIKESCARY on Twitter, and right there where it says subscribe next to it, click join and come remember the channel. And yeah, you guys, I want you all to watch some horror movies. Stay scary out there. I love you all. Peace.